with another video while it's closed. So let's jump into the video. So, well, we had the shills out. The shills are out. The YouTube shills, they're more of them. Baba Talks and Emergency Awesome just exposed themselves for being shills for DC Studios. Now, as far as Baba Talks goes, I always knew he was a shill. I knew he was a shill from the moment he started taking up for David Cornsweat's flying scene. Once that flying scene debacle happened, he was the only channel that made like an hour live stream explaining why David Cornball's face looked the way it looked. So I always knew he was a shill, and he got caught probably like a month or two after that incident. He posted something online of him receiving a gift from DC Studios. It was like a bunch of Superman toys and memorabilia. And they don't do that for free. Studios don't do that for free. They want good reviews in return. And that whole James Gunn interview with Baba Talks seems forced. It looked like James Gunn didn't want to be there. It looked like Baba Talks didn't want to be there. If you pay attention to the interview, which was the shortest interview out them all, he didn't really answer any hardball questions. The questions that people wanted to know, as far as like with Lanterns and the Arkham series, James Gunn was looking around, all down, and people usually do that when they're lying. They're lying, and that's what James Gunn was doing. He was lying, especially when Baba Talks mentioned Lanterns. Why doesn't James Gunn know anything about Lanterns? He's the co-CEO. That's a DC product. You should know when it's coming out, how the series going. You should have more info. But James Gunn avoided the question. And again, I believe he did these interviews because he's nervous. I mean, Superman flopped. It lost the studio $42 million. Peacemaker, nobody's really watching that but a small menial audience. And the merger. And of course, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has been keeping the DC brand hype alive for the last 2 weeks. And James Gunn's the head of DC Studios. And I think that hurts his ego, knowing that people are more hyped about Zack Snyder's post than his full DCU slate. Like, Baba Talks in particular were just asking softball questions. Like, people want to know what's going on with Lanterns. James Gunn doesn't know. They didn't even mention the Batman 2. I don't think you guys are going to get the Batman 2, honestly. Like, what? None of these YouTubers was asking hardball questions. Like, an Emergency Awesome, he didn't even put up his video because I guess he want to edit it down so it can fit his narrative. But he didn't even post up his full interview. And if you pay attention to the other interviews that James Gunn did, James Gunn was more engaged with the YouTubers, especially the one he did with the girl. Like, he's all in her face, all giggling in the camera. James Gunn wanted to be there for that interview. But if you look at Baba Talks' interview, he's not even looking at the guy. And it seems like Baba Talks has some stuff written down, and it seemed like it was just all scripted. It seemed like it was scripted and forced. And I mean, he exposed himself. He is a shill for DC Studios, so you can't take what he says seriously about DC. You know, people want to know what's going on with Matt Reeves and the Batman. People want to know what's going on with Supergirl. People want to know what's going on with David Cornsweat. People want to know what's going on with his Elseworlds. You know, do you plan on having Zack Snyder as a part of the Elseworlds? None of those questions was asked. These were softball questions, and it seemed like it was scripted. So, Baba Talks and Emergency Awesome, they're shills. And James Gunn's ego, like I said, is fractured because he can't handle the fact that he's failing. He can't handle the fact that Zack Snyder is getting more attention than him. But he needs to get used to it, because we're going to get Zack to replace him by keeping our wallets closed and not supporting none of his projects. But yeah, I just want to talk about these shills, man, because Baba Talks and Emergency Awesome, they are shills. They work for the studio, and I'm pretty sure James Gunn synced my channel. He said he scours YouTube and he really liked their videos and blah blah blah. I'm sure he's seen my videos, and he know about this wallet close movement. So if you're listening, Mr. Gunn, do us a favor and resign. We don't want you. We don't want cornball. We don't want bras in the head. We don't want them. Resign. But what do you guys think about these shills? I think Baba Talks exposed himself, and it is what it is. I told you, people was telling you this guy was a shill. From the moment he was defending that Superman flying scene, I'm like, okay, this guy works for the studio, because he was the only YouTuber doing that. So it is what it is. But what do you guys think? Why do you think James Gunn came to all these YouTubers? You think he's nervous, or do you think he just mad because Zack Snyder is getting all the attention? I think he's mad because Zack Snyder is getting the attention, and you know, the stuff with the mergers is you know, James Gunn, if you look at that interview, he wasn't confident at all. But like I said, the wallet close movement is too big to rig, and it's gonna grow and grow until we get what we want. But what do you guys think? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, no Snyderverse, no money. Keep wallets closed. Peace.